Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and on my page I talk about self-love and self-growth. So go ahead and click that subscribe button because I promise you are going to love it here. So in today's video, I wanted to touch on how to handle rejection because I feel like rejection is something that everybody in their life has experienced or something that everybody will experience, unfortunately or fortunately. And I just feel like sometimes we don't know how to handle it and sometimes we take that on with us. And it's important to know that rejection is actually protection. So in this video, I want to explain ways to handle rejection and ways to keep on moving along your life without letting it get to you. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So the first thing I want you guys to do is acknowledge your feelings. A lot of the times our ego or our pride is so high that we don't want to acknowledge that something hurt our feelings. And that's all cool and good, but at the same time, if you don't acknowledge your feelings, you're going to be walking around with built up anger, built up resentment, built up sadness because you never really let it out and you never express your feelings. So it'll take one thing to just set you off. So that's why it's good to express and feel your feelings in the moment. Even if you don't tell that person how it made you feel, at least express it to yourself. Go home and cry if you need to. Write it out if you need to, but you need to feel those feelings and understand that it is okay to be sad. A lot of the times when we get rejected, our ego and our pride is so high that we don't even want to be sad. We be like, oh, whatever. But honestly, it's okay to be sad over something. It is okay to be like, okay, that hurt my feelings. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You'll move on with life, but feel the emotions you need to feel because it's okay. Look at the rejection as a learning stool. Let's say it's like you're rejected from a job or rejected from a school. Look at that as a learning opportunity. Like, okay, that just wasn't for me. What can I learn from this? Not when it comes to rejected from a dude or something like that because you don't need to learn anything from that. That just wasn't for you. You also need to keep in mind that rejection can really be protection. Let's say that guy that you really like, it didn't work out or he doesn't feel the same way about you. Maybe there's something about him that you just don't see on the outside that might have ruined your life in the future if you were to be with him. And you have to look at that as protection. There's so many times where I tried to fight the rejection and work my way through when it came to people, and then I realized why it wasn't meant to be the hard way. Sometimes it's good to just take rejection as, okay, God is protecting me from something. The universe is protecting me from whatever that person has that is not for me. Or maybe we're just not compatible, and that is okay. Stop taking rejection so personal and putting it onto you. You're not going to be everybody's type, and that is okay. Just like how everybody's not your type, that is okay. Don't carry that on with you and take it personal and make it seem like something is wrong with you. Stop using it as an excuse to be insecure, like, oh, this person didn't like me, so I'm gonna just walk around hating myself. No. Just because somebody didn't like you doesn't mean the whole world doesn't like you. And even if the whole world didn't like you, guess who does like you? You. The universe loves you. You need to love you. That's why it's also important to work on your self-esteem and self-worth before you even try to be accepted from anybody else. A lot of times we don't feel good about ourselves, so other people's rejections could make or break us. And that's not a good way to be. You don't want to base your whole life on who accepts you or who rejects you, because in the end, when someone rejects you, you're going to feel so terrible. And when someone accepts you, that's where you get all your life from. No, you need to get that from yourself. It's also good to write out stuff that you love about yourself, good qualities about yourself. That way you can see, look at everything you bring to the table. You're over here stressing over this person rejecting you. You bring so much to the table. You need to be worried about whether or not you want them in your life. So a lot of times we look at it like, oh, rejection is such a bad thing because we don't have high standards. So we're looking at it like, oh, why would they reject me? They have high standards, cool. You need to have high standards too. You need to look at that and be like, I wouldn't even want somebody like that. Why would you want somebody that rejected you? I don't care what it was. I don't even care if it made you feel terrible about yourself. Look at it like, why would I want them? If somebody rejects you, take them off the option board. Stop running towards rejection. Stop going towards a man that is not showing you the same energy. And a lot of the times, we look at rejection like, oh, it's only rejection when they blatantly say it, not realizing that people can say stuff with their actions. For example, that guy that you're talking to, he can reject you without saying it outwardly. He doesn't want to commit to you. He's rejecting you. He doesn't want to commit, but he still wants to do relationship things. No, I look at that as a form of rejection. And if you're doing that to me, then you don't get any of me. Stop allowing people who reject you with their actions to have access to you. That's not how it's supposed to be. If someone does not want you fully, they do not need access to you at all. Stop doing that because you're giving them access to you without them deserving it. That's just what it is. Why would you want somebody who's rejecting you around in your life in the first place? That should be number one on your list of things that you are not going to tolerate. Anybody who doesn't come around and treat me as if they want me in their life, they don't need to be around. If you're second guessing if somebody likes you, more than likely, you don't even need to be talking to them. I know we overthink sometimes, but we could feel when somebody is rejecting us with our actions. Stop trying to fight that feeling because you know. You just don't want to know because you like that person. No, it is okay to move on. Another way that is going to help you accept rejection is to have the ability to move on and keep going with your life. Understanding that life goes on no matter what. At the end of the day, a million people can reject you. Life is still going to have to go on. That job you apply for rejects you. Guess what? You're still going to have to find another job, right? So look at that when it comes to life. You get rejected. Okay, that's cool. Are you going to sit and wallow in it and be depressed? Or are you going to go on with your life and go on to the next, move on? Heal, but you also have to move on. You have to learn how to heal and go with life's punches as it goes. You can't just sit and wallow in sadness because you'll look up and years will be past and you'll still be sad over something that happened years ago. You cannot take rejection so personal. You cannot let rejection stop you, and you cannot sit and wallow in rejection. You have to understand that in this world, you will be rejected. Accept yourself, and other people's rejection will not matter. And you also have to be comfortable with being yourself. Find out who you are. When you really are comfortable with who you are and yourself, you'll understand that rejection is okay. Look at that person and look at you. Maybe we're just not compatible, and that is okay. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It just means they're not your person, and the universe will send your person, but you have to be patient. You have to wait, and you have to understand that the rejection that's coming your way has nothing to do with you. Stop beating yourself up, sis. Stop making it seem like it's something you did wrong. I did that for so many years, looking at myself like, what's wrong with me? Until I realized, no, maybe that's just not my person. Maybe these are just not my people. Maybe this is not the friends I need to be around. It is okay. Once you really accept yourself, and once you get to know yourself, you'll start to see, okay, I'm just one of a kind. I'm just special, and these are not my people. And that is okay. If you're a type of person that is always sad over rejection, you'll find yourself trying to change over and over again for people. Not even just changing when it's meant, when you need to change, like when it's like an apology situation. No, you'll change your whole personality just to fit with somebody else. And I used to do that. When I liked somebody, if they liked something, I would just change who I am just so I could morph into what they liked. For what? You'll be with somebody based off of a fake version of you. They won't even know who you really are. Living a life not being who you really are is so miserable. And I did that for years of my teenage life. And finally in my 20s, I'm moving like who I really am. Stop doing stuff for attention. Stop doing stuff for love, because I want you to know that love does not feel forced. You do not have to fight for anybody else to love you. You don't have to fight for anybody else's approval. When somebody loves you, it will be easy. It won't be forced. When somebody is for you, it will be easy. It won't be forced. Stop rushing your way through life. Stop rushing your way through finding that people that you need. Stop rushing your way through finding a friend group. Stop it, because it will come to you. But if you keep rushing, searching for validation in other people, it's never going to work. You need to validate yourself. You need to be comfortable with yourself. And when people reject you, it is what it is. Life still goes on. And I'm being hard on you because why are you sitting down wallowing it? If you're watching this video, you're probably sad over rejection. And I want you to know, stop caring what other people think about you. You have to get that through your head one way or another. It is what it is. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're doing what you love, as long as you are happy, who cares what anybody else has to say? Keep going after what you want out of life. Your person will come. Your friend group will come. That career you want will come. Stop dwelling on the rejection and keep going at it. You're not going to give up, right? Okay. The love of your life will come, but you're not going to give up, right? Okay. Keep going. So I hope this video helped you guys. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.